Hi, I'm Barry Sahajian, and today I'm going to be discussing modes per request of one of my subscribers. I'm going to be talking about two modes. The Dorian mode, which starts from the second degree of a major scale. In this case, we're going to be using a D Dorian, which would make this in the key of C, second degree, C, D. And then I'm going to be using a D Aeolian mode, which would start from the sixth degree of a major scale. That would make it the key of F, D, E, F. So here's a diagram illustrating the difference between what happens on the sixth with an Aeolian. You can see the B flat on the 8th fret of the D string. The second image, as you can see, is a B natural on the 4th fret of the G string, and this would be the Dorian. Dorian, Aeolian. Dorian, Aeolian. Very simple. However, a very different sound. The next detail we have to be aware of is where in time that the sixth happens. So I'm going to go to the D Aeolian since we're there already, which means it would be in the key of F. We have that flat 6 right there. So technically the way to work this is, for a bass player and other players as well, you put the strong tones on the strong beat. And in this case, the chord tones. We want the chord tones to wind up on 1, 2, 3, 4 on the strong beats, which would be 1 and 3, or in the case of eighth notes, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So how we do that? Now let's take a look playing the Aeolian scale straight up in sequence. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Now you notice that flat 6 occurs on an offbeat. That's perfect. And then after that it goes to the flat 7, kind of resolving. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. However, when you descend, the flat 6 winds up on a strong beat, and that's what we don't want at this time. 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3. So 1 and 3 are the strong beats, and we get that flat 6 happening on the third beat. We don't want that. The only option I can think of is to change the line a little bit so that flat 6 winds up on an offbeat. So what do? Just a note when we're descending, and I just 1 and 2 and 3. See how that resolves to the 5th? So going up you're okay because it happens naturally. And we have to add a note. So much for the Aeolian mode. Let's go back to the Dorian mode. And the only difference between the Dorian and the Aeolian is the flat 6. In a Dorian mode you have a natural 6. Now, what we want to do, let's come up with some lines that adhere to those rules that we can use. And I am going to create lines that will work both in walking and in soloing, being a bass player in consideration. You have more of a latitude when you're soloing with bass as opposed to when you're being an accompanist. When you're functioning as an accompanist bass player, you've got to make sure you are giving support by playing chord tones on strong beats for the most part. At this point, I like to present some creative ideas, not just going up and down the scale, because that doesn't really work well in the real world. It works okay in drilling and learning and getting acquainted with fingering and other things, but we want to play music. We want to be creative. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. Please subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and ask me a question. I'd love to help you out. Visit my Patreon page to download notes, tabs, and play-alongs. Until next time, thank you again.